So what's next year? But yeah, man, you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, old guy, and SamAnt. Going in today on this Tuesday afternoon. Everybody listening on YouTube, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit the like button. Go ahead and share this video. All right, man. R. Kelly is once again in the news, and this time is by way of the blast. It appears that the non-disclosure agreement has now surfaced that R. Kelly allegedly made women sign, pretty much that's all it is. You know what I mean? He made them sign this agreement, pretty much saying that they couldn't come out, and speak. What do you think about, this? I'll get to the specifics, in 1 minute, but what do you think about this? Just knowing your history of non-disclosure agreements, do you think this is kind of suspicious or funny?
Well, R. Kelly was a freak. He didn't want his information out there.
Right.
Not to what depths, who knows? But he had an agreement, and the women signed it.
Right. Well, here I'll get to the specifics of it. It says the premise and the concept of his intellectual property. Mr. Kelly's business and private life can't be discussed. The business activities of the country and/or Mr. Kelly, the company's employment practices or policies, the activities occurring in connection with the opportunities, ideas, concepts, or business plans disclosed by the company, the outcome of the opportunity. It's almost like if somebody were to work with us and we taught them certain things, we wouldn't want them, taking this from us and pretty much doing their own thing off what they learn here. So we say that they can't really, use anything that we, that they learn with us anywhere else.
R. Kelly's a sick motherfucker for this.
I mean, people do it.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why though. This has a lot of language involved in this. He didn't write this himself. We all know that.
Yeah, attorney.
A lawyer wrote this up, and I doubt he allowed them females to get their attorney to look this over to properly say the language in this conversation, because you got certain things and certain quotations in here that are really funny. The activities occurring in the connection with the opportunities. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, yeah, but it's almost like in one breath, I can see why somebody would do this. In another breath, it's crazy because you want to protect what's yours, but you don't want nobody slandering you or anything like that as well.
In that regard, I 100% agree. I'm not disagreeing with the overall premise, and that's why I said he has an agreement and they sign it. I don't disagree with the premise of having this kind of non-disclosure agreement, especially if you're not dealing with women in an exclusive state and you have multiple women around. You don't want anybody that may be upset in a situation to come out here and slander your name in any way when they were 100% involved. Celebrities get attacked all the time. He has to protect himself. The language is very interesting. So I would say, did any of these women, were any of them allowed to have a lawyer look at this and go, hey, this is exactly what this means. This is what this means. Or did they have to look it over right then and there and sign it right then and there?
I'm pretty sure probably they didn't, maybe some of them, but another thing was he didn't want them speaking, to the press. And also going to say, I hereby agree not to sue and irrevocably and unconditionally release, waive, and forever discharge company from any and all other matters of liability, claims, and demands of any kind of nature whatsoever in law, or equity. Some jobs do make you sign different things, but you can't sue them. I know you heard things like that. If something were to happen. So covering himself as a businessman, some things, I could say were kind of, outside the lines with this. Definitely.
Yeah, this is interesting. We can dive into this real deep, but it is what it is. R. Kelly is getting ran through the rocks as hard as it is. This is just another thing that comes out on many things that are going to come out involving R. Kelly, and I'm sure we're not done, unfortunately, talking about him anytime soon.
Yeah, it's been a story that's been dragging on, for a while now. But it kind of is going to connect to the next story that we're going to talk about. Well, some people are connected it with the Chris Brown, situation.
No connection other than R&B.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I'm saying connection, as far as people saying that black men now are being attacked, in the media, and there's always seems to be some type of a sexual allegation that comes out. But we know about Chris Brown pretty much being arrested, him and his bodyguard, in Paris, France, for allegedly sexually, assaulting a young lady. Now, this young lady, allegedly put out a statement, 24-year-old lady, saying that pretty much, let me pull it up right here. She says, he makes me enter sort of a dressing room. He closes the door. It lasted about 20 to 30 minutes. She also described the alleged rape as brutal and violent, and she said she was abused by a bodyguard and a friend of the singer as well. Another source connected to the singer spoke to TMZ and said Chris Brown was never alone with the victim at any point. So we got a lot of conflicting stories. We know somebody, I don't know if it was a French model, came out and said that this is a lie, it didn't happen. Everybody's denying it, but this lady did, say that it occurred. SamAnt, what do you think about this? We know he was arrested. France, a whole different set of laws. What are your thoughts when you first initially heard this earlier today?
Well, we seen it yesterday, right before the podcast. We seen news that this was going on, and we were just like, oh man, again, here we go. They throwing Chris Brown's name out now. Immediately, I came into the thought of the whole Masters thing, just being cynical and just thinking about how difficult it is to own your Masters, and him being the youngest to ever own your Masters, that being released earlier this month. That's huge. And we all know his track record. We all know his past. So it's very easy to throw dirt on a name like Chris Brown, and very easy for people to believe anything. You've seen pictures that came out on TMZ with quote unquote him and his new boo, this female that came out. All right, you thought out, who cares? Don't worry about that. And then you hear this. Was it the same girl that the pictures were taken with?
I'm not sure.
Now being accused of rape? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It would be very interesting if it was. If it wasn't, my question would be how. Never, that don't even matter. Because I would say, how would he sit there with one girl and that be his alleged girlfriend, find this other girl, take her, rape her, all while having this new girl? That really makes no sense. That being said, we all know that you have to have rape kits involved, certain DNA evidence involved, an investigation that has to go on, and he's out of jail now. I don't know if that's under stipulations. I know that they were saying if he did get out of jail, he may have to wait a couple of days before he leave the country. He may not be able to leave for a year. He may have to come back every 2 weeks. I don't know the stipulations behind him being released yet, but he is out of jail. He did make a statement that this is bullshit, that he's lying. We all seen that, and I believe him.
Yeah. Here's the official statement. He said, I want to make it perfectly clear, this is a false and a whole lot of crap. He says, for my daughter and my family, this is so disrespectful and against my character and my morals. And we reported, I think maybe 6 months ago, that he was being accused of something like this. He didn't get arrested for it, but he was being accused, but they found out that it wasn't enough evidence to really bring him up on any charges. So what first pops in my mind is, why would he have to rape anybody? Not trying to be insensitive if there was a victim here, but we understand as groupies out there wherever you go that they're gonna be lined up to be with a guy of this caliber. Now, people bringing up the whole thing about the Masters. We seen T.I. post something about that, and so I've seen some other rappers pop up, in Chris Brown's, comment section, showing support, for him. That could be, we know there's a history, of that. That's big, obviously, to own your Masters. I think to being the youngest person to ever do it, but we gotta wait for more information to come out. I could say, yeah, I think she's lying. She's trying to get money. I can say that, but that doesn't mean it's true. You know what I mean? So we can wait for more information to come out. Hopefully, nothing comes out of this. I don't think it will, but we'll have to see, because like you said, once rape kit and things get done, what type of evidence is involved? You know what I mean? It could be something, there, if there's something there.
These kind of conversations, no matter who it's with or how it's even divvied out, always kind of brings on a divide amongst men and women.
Yeah.
Always. So this is a real interesting conversation. Like you said, you always have to kind of let everything play out just to be fair at the end of the day, because we can all sit here and think we quote unquote know exactly what happened, or know she's lying or this or that or the third. But unless we were there in that situation, we genuinely don't know. So we got to be fair to the whole situation.
Do you think this, a lot of people I see, bringing up the Rihanna situation and kind of tying it, trying to, as a character assassination, really, do you think that has any correlation, the fact that, he did assault Rihanna, this was years back, does that have any correlation to him being violent? Because we have the woman coming out pretty much saying, look, this was a violent, brutal attack. Do you have any correlations in your opinion?
No, hell no. But what I will say is, it's very easy to throw dirt on his name because of a very